Beloved, come close. If you've been wondering why money seems to slip through your fingers, why opportunities pass you by, why your dreams stay just out of reach, I'm about to tell you something that could change your life forever. And it won't come from the stock market, the bank, or the boss. It will come from your own mouth. Yes, the words you speak are building your future right now. You've been speaking your blessing or speaking your bankruptcy. You've been planting seeds every time you open your mouth. And whether you know it or not, your words are seeds and your life is the harvest. Your words are seeds. Your life is the harvest, beloved. When you open your mouth, you are not just making sound, you are planting something into the soil of your life. Every sentence you speak is a seed, and like any seed, it does not remain the same. A seed grows, a seed multiplies, a seed produces after its own kind. If you plant apple seeds, you will not get oranges. If you plant thorn bushes, you will not get roses. It is the same with your words. When you speak fear, you plant fear. When you speak doubt, you plant doubt. When you speak faith, you plant faith. The words you speak today will grow into the life you will live tomorrow. Many people cry about their circumstances without realizing they built those circumstances one word at a time. The scripture says, "For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." This is not just about judgment in the next life. It is about the fruit you see in this life. The field of your life responds to the seeds you plant. You cannot speak defeat all week and expect to harvest victory. You cannot speak poverty for years and expect to harvest abundance. Some people plant a few good seeds on Sunday, then choke them with weeds Monday through Saturday. On Sunday they say God will provide. On Monday they say, I don't know how I'll pay these bills. That is like planting corn in the morning and pulling it out by the roots in the evening. Beloved, you must understand the soil of life is always ready. It does not care what you plant, it will grow whatever seed you give it. The law of sowing and reaping is not a respecter of persons. It works for the poor and the rich, the young and the old, the believer and the unbeliever. The only difference is what they plant. Look at the farmer. He does not question if the seed will grow. He knows the seed will grow, so he is careful to plant only what he wants to harvest. Yet so many of us are careless farmers of our own lives, throwing out words without thought, then wondering why we are living in a field of weeds. Words are invisible to the eye, but they are real in the spirit. They carry power, energy, and substance. They set things in motion in ways you cannot see with your natural eyes. The moment you speak, the seed leaves your mouth and goes into the soil of your future. And let me tell you, seeds multiply. One seed produces many. If you plant one seed of fear every day, soon you will have a whole forest of fear around you. But if you plant seeds of courage, seeds of faith, seeds of expectation, soon you will walk in a garden of blessing. This is why you must take ownership of your words. Stop blaming others for your harvest if you did not guard your seed. Begin to see every conversation as planting time. The cashier hears you, your children hear you, the angels hear you, and the universe hears you. Every word counts. When you understand that your words are seeds, you will stop speaking carelessly. You will no longer say, "It doesn't matter, I was only joking." Even a joke can plant a seed. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and the soil cannot tell the difference between a joke and a serious statement. It only knows how to grow what you plant. So, beloved, begin to speak on purpose. Speak life, speak abundance, speak healing, speak progress. Plant daily what you want to see grow. And if you see weeds in your life right now, don't despair. Start planting new seeds today. The soil will respond. It always does. Speak wealth, not want. Beloved, the language of your life determines the riches of your life. You cannot speak the language of lack and expect to walk in abundance. Your words are either a magnet for money or a repellent that drives it away. From morning to night, you are telling your mind, your spirit, and the universe what you believe about money. When you say I'm broke, you are not just describing your situation, you are giving it permission to stay. You are instructing your life to remain in want. But when you speak wealth, You call it forth. You create a channel for it to flow into your life, saying, money comes to me easily and often is not wishful thinking. It is sowing a seed in your subconscious, aligning your actions with your belief and signaling to the spiritual laws that you are ready to receive. Do not think of wealth only as numbers in a bank account. Wealth begins in the mind. It is a state of knowing there is more than enough. When you speak wealth, you train your mind to see opportunity where others see obstacles. You prepare your heart to receive, so that when the opportunity comes, you recognize it. Some people think they are being humble when they speak want. They say, I don't need much, just enough to get by. They don't realize they are rejecting the abundance already prepared for them. When you speak want, you limit the flow of supply. When you speak wealth, you open the door wide for blessings to come in. The psalmist said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is not the language of lack, that is the language of abundance. It is a declaration that all needs are met, that all provision is secure, that there is no shortage in the kingdom. Beloved, speak wealth in every area of life. Say, I have health in my body, peace in my mind, joy in my home, and more than enough resources to fulfill my purpose. Speak it when you have it, and speak it when you don't. The soil does not ask if you feel rich before it grows the seed, it grows what you plant. When you speak wealth, you change your vibration. You stop sending out signals of desperation and you begin sending signals of confidence. Money likes confidence. Opportunity likes confidence. People who can bless you like confidence. Guard yourself from the language of want. Do not join in casual conversations about how hard life is, how expensive everything has become, how little money there is to go around. That kind of talk keeps you chained to the same level. Instead, lift the conversation. Say, yes, prices may rise, but so does my income. Yes, times change, but I change upward. Speaking wealth does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing a higher reality. It means aligning your words with the truth that abundance is available to you now. Your mouth can become a money magnet when it is tuned to the frequency of prosperity. Once you develop the habit of speaking wealth, your thinking begins to match your speaking, and your actions begin to match your thinking. The outer results will follow the inner shift. The world will call it luck. You will know it was your language all along. Poverty talk repels prosperity. Beloved, you must understand that poverty is not just an empty wallet. It is a way of thinking, a way of speaking, a spirit that lingers in the words you use. Poverty is not simply about the lack of money. It is about the constant reinforcement of lack through your own tongue. Every time you speak words of limitation, you push prosperity further away from you. The truth is, money responds to the vibration you release. Words are one of the most powerful vibrations you carry. When you keep saying, I can't afford it, you are programming your mind to see lack as your permanent address. When you say there's never enough, you are sending a signal to your own subconscious that there is a shortage in the universe, and your mind will work hard to prove you right. Some people think that talking about how bad things are will somehow prepare them for the future, but it only cements that reality. You can speak yourself into a financial wilderness without realizing it. The Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years, not because there was no promised land, but because they kept complaining, doubting, and speaking against their own destiny. The moment you start describing your situation with poverty talk, you set invisible forces in motion. Doors begin to close. Opportunities pass you by. People sense that you do not believe in your own abundance, and so they hesitate to trust you with greater responsibility or greater resources. You might not even notice it, but poverty talk can make others uncomfortable. It sends a signal that you will not be able to hold on to what you receive because your mind is trained to let it slip away. Poverty talk is sneaky. It doesn't always sound like I'm broke. Sometimes it sounds like false humility. I don't deserve that kind of money. Sometimes it sounds like bitterness. People with money are all greedy. Sometimes it sounds like resignation. That's just how life is for people like us. All of it is poison to prosperity. It repels the very thing you wish for. The law is simple. Like attracts like. If your words are filled with want, they cannot pull in wealth. If your words are loaded with fear, they cannot draw in freedom. Prosperity is a guest that only stays where it is welcome, and it knows when it's being insulted. Every time you mock wealth or speak against it, you are sending prosperity an eviction notice. Think of money as a friend. If every time your friend came to visit you complained about them, accused them of causing problems, or told them they never stay long enough, do you think they would come back? No, they would stay away. Money is no different. It comes where it is respected, valued, and spoken of with appreciation. This is why you must catch yourself before you let poverty talk flow out of your mouth. Even if your current bank balance is low, you don't have to speak it into permanent. You can acknowledge your situation without cursing your future. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, you can say, I'm choosing to prepare for it. Instead of saying, I'll never have enough, you can say, I'm open to more than enough. The shift in language changes the atmosphere around you. Beloved, poverty talk is like leaving your door open during a storm. All the cold winds of lack come in and freeze your blessing. But when you speak prosperity, you close the door to those winds and invite the warmth of abundance into your life. Your words create an environment, and prosperity likes to live in a place where it feels safe, wanted, and celebrated. If you want to test this, listen to the language of those who live in abundance. You will notice they do not dwell on what they cannot do. They speak about possibilities, ideas, plans, and solutions. They rarely mention defeat because their minds are focused on victory. It is not that they never face challenges, it is that they refuse to give those challenges the power of their words. If you truly want to attract prosperity, you must break the habit of poverty talk. It may feel strange at first. You might even feel guilty for speaking well of yourself when others are complaining. But remember, you are not responsible for feeding the spirit of lack in others. You are responsible for feeding your own garden with the right seed. Prosperity talk attracts provision, beloved. Just as poverty talk repels prosperity, the opposite is true. Prosperity talk draws provision into your life. When you speak in the language of abundance, you align yourself with the flow of supply that is already moving through the universe. You don't have to beg for it, chase it, or wrestle it into your hands. You simply have to speak in agreement with it. Prosperity talk is not just about repeating phrases you've heard. It is about letting your words carry the conviction of your heart. When you say, I am blessed, you must mean it. When you declare, money comes to me easily and often, you must feel it. These words spoken with belief set forces in motion that move opportunities toward you. The scripture says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. It does not say, let the redeemed think so or let the redeemed hope so. It says, say so. There is power in speaking it out loud. Your voice carries a unique vibration that impresses itself on the world around you. You can think abundance quietly, but when you speak it, you send it into the atmosphere with authority. Prosperity talk shapes your perception. The more you speak abundance, the more you notice doors that were always there but had been invisible to you. Your mind begins to search for ways to confirm what your mouth has declared. You start seeing solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles, and ideas instead of excuses. It also shapes how others see you. People are drawn to those who carry an air of possibility. If your words consistently communicate that you are expecting great things, others will want to be part of your journey. They will see you as someone worth investing in, partnering with, and supporting. Your prosperity talk will mark you as a magnet for blessings, and blessings come in the form of people as well as resources. When you practice prosperity talk, you are also training your emotions. You stop reacting from a place of fear and start acting from a place of expectation. Fear closes your hands, but expectation opens them, and open hands are ready to receive. Prosperity talk is not about ignoring reality. It is about creating a higher reality. You might be facing bills, debts, or challenges, but you choose to speak the outcome you desire instead of the condition you see. This is not lying to yourself. It is speaking to the seed within you, calling it to grow. A farmer does not stare at the bare ground and say, there is no harvest. He says the harvest is coming, because he knows what he planted. Beloved, prosperity talk also has as a multiplying effect. One declaration leads to another. The more you speak abundance, the more your mind offers you new words of life. Soon, prosperity talk becomes your native language. You find yourself encouraging others, lifting their vision, and spreading abundance with every conversation. And when you lift others, you lift yourself. There is also a deep spiritual principle at work here. provision is drawn to gratitude and praise. When your words carry gratitude for what you already have, even if it is small, you signal that you are ready for more. The one who says, I am thankful for this seed, will always be trusted with the harvest. Prosperity talk is not only about declaring what is coming, it is about appreciating what is already here. So speak in the language of wealth, speak in the language of health, speak in the language of joy. Let every word carry the fragrance of possibility and the sound of expectation. Prosperity talk opens the windows of opportunity and invites provision to come in and make itself at home.
Replace every lack statement with abundance statements, beloved. Every time you say I can't, you plant limitation, but when you replace it with I can, you plant possibility. Your words create patterns in your mind, and your mind creates the path you walk. If you declare I never have enough, you train yourself to see shortage even in seasons of plenty. But if you say I always have more than enough, you open your eyes to provision you never noticed. This is not pretending, this is reprogramming your life. Lack statements are weeds that choke blessings, but abundance statements are seeds that invite increase. You cannot stop the first thought that comes, but you can choose the second one, and the second one must always speak abundance. Your tongue is your magic wand for money. Beloved, your tongue holds creative power. With every word, you are either commanding wealth to draw near or instructing it to depart. Just as a wand directs invisible energy, your words direct the unseen forces that shape your finances. When you speak words of increase, they go forth like arrows, finding the opportunities meant for you. When you speak words of loss, they scatter your blessings before they arrive. Your tongue writes the script your life will follow, and the economy of your life answers not to the market, but to your mouth. Beloved, we've walked through the truth today. We've seen that your words are seeds and your life is the harvest. We've learned to speak wealth, not want. We've understood that poverty talk repels prosperity, but prosperity talk attracts provision. We've decided to replace every lack statement with abundance statements. And we have accepted the power, the divine, unstoppable, creative power of the tongue as our magic wand for money. So now you stand at a crossroads every time you speak. One path draws abundance, the other drives it away. Every conversation is a planting season. Every sentence is an instruction to your life. The power is already in your mouth and the harvest is already in motion. Beloved, your tongue is your magic wand for money. Use it wisely because it's working, whether you believe it or not.